Looks like we're off on an adventure here. Season 40 of Survivor. And to me, I'm not sure what's going to unfold, but it looks like I may end up talking about each of the episodes after they air. Well, here I am, morning after. And, I was lucky. I got to see the season 40 premiere last night live with Ethan. He held a big Survivor premiere party for all his friends and family, and I went, and it was a ball. We had a really, really, really great time. One of the things that's tough about a premiere party and watching the premiere is that sometimes folks are all wound up. And so it was tough to hear the episode. And there's me in the middle being this dork, like, right under a speaker, trying to listen, trying to catch every word. Because I knew I wanted to talk to you this morning. And by the way, thank you for all your comments saying, where the heck's Hatch? We needed Hatch there, and we miss Hatch. That's pretty awesome. But the season is going to be the season, and I love the game. So for me, watching is enjoyable. I just really, really love the game of Survivor. And last night, when you have all winners playing the game, you're going to have a lot of gameplay going on. I haven't had a chance to watch the episode closely to listen to the words, but last night I was thinking, I want to tell him this, and oh my God, I can't believe she did that. What's she saying? All these comments, all these reactions, I'm going to try to compile so that I can share them with you, because I wonder how many viewers really grasp the subtlety of the gameplay and the simple kind of comments or moves that then change the entire dynamics of the game. And there were a lot last night. There were an awful, awful lot. That said, you are still only seeing what CBS wants you to see. Hundreds and hundreds of hours of footage, and you're getting whatever it is, 39 minutes with commercials of exposure to what is actually going on out there. And you have to glean from that who the players are, who they might be, what they're going to do, how it's going to play out, how what someone does is affecting someone else. All those things matter if you're trying to think about who's going to move forward in the game. So as I watch season 40, here's what happens in my head. I'm not so focused on the challenges and who did what. They're fascinating, and I love them, and they're interesting in seeing who's really going all out, but they aren't the contributors to the end game or how someone is actually playing the mental game of Survivor so much as many other things that catch my attention. So as I start to watch season 40, I'm struck by what people are describing as the fast pace. Survivor's always been fast paced. If you're paying attention, your brain should be exhausted continuously. And people say, you don't know now, but it's even faster. Well, you don't know that I don't know. You don't know what my brain was doing originally. Even if others weren't playing that hard or that quick. I was in it, and I was playing hard. So as I watch season 40 right now, I see those folks on the beach thinking. I'm watching their minds and wondering what's turning. I know I'm not getting all of what I want to see and who talks to whom about what and when, but I'm catching enough glimpses of some real gameplay that make me feel good about what we're about to see. We're about to see some gameplay really taking place, probably more than we've ever seen in any other season. Because in each season prior, there have been some folks, sometimes very, very few, who are actually playing the game mentally, really in it, really, really going. And there are many more in this season. I will not say all of them. I'm not saying all of them are playing a game that I'm gonna respect in this season, but I'll say many, and I like it. I like watching real Survivor gameplay. People focused, people thinking, people trying to be a step ahead of things they can't be a step ahead of. And that's Survivor. You've got to be adaptable, you've got to be aware. But what do you do when people come and confront you? They come up and confronted Dani about something she had said. Rob's really bold, saying, "Hey, I hear you were talking about me." And Dani could go either way. Yes, I was. No, I wasn't. It doesn't make any sense to hide gameplay in a game where lots of people are really playing. So Dani made the right choice. Hell yeah, I was talking about you. You don't think you're a threat? I would have been even more confrontational than Dani was with Rob. I would have challenged him. Like, you're not playing? Like, you haven't been talking about certain people and how you're going to do this or that or the other thing? But you'll notice there was a certain tension that arose when Rob brings it up. I hear you were talking about me. Because people react to that and they go like, oh, should I have been? Oh no, was I? Was I not? It's fascinating to me. This is what we are. We're weird, conditioned humans who have no reason to be tense or stressed or fear what could happen from being caught talking about somebody in a game where everybody's supposed to be talking about everybody. Maybe. Should you be talking about them? Should Dani have been talking about Rob? This is the complicated, layered stuff I love. Maybe not yet. Maybe she should have been thinking about Rob. Maybe she should have hinted that there were things that she might be afraid of and that he might be a valuable early target. But should she bring it up this early? Should she be the one that was known to have been so clear about what she wanted done with somebody? It's dangerous. You've got to make these choices about when to talk about what with whom on a constant basis, and being somewhat conservative about that, particularly in a game like this, is really, really important. And I think you're going to see people's mouths getting them into trouble very, very, very early. Who wanted to laugh at Ben? Oh, Ben's so cute. I love him. I mean, I really do. I think he's an adorable guy, right? But what the hell, man? Get in the game. You know, he's talking about being starstruck, really, by the folks he loves in Survivor. And I get that. I mean, if you're a fan of the game the way I am, there are folks whose play you really enjoy and you think they're doing it well, and it must be interesting to be amidst them. But you gotta wash that crap out of your head, because you're amidst them because you're supposed to be playing with them. And in that role, you don't have time or really opportunity to do that kind of fanning stuff without having your throat cut really quickly. So Ben, I'm a little concerned, bud. I'm a little concerned. Are you out of your element? I don't know. So 2 people went to the edge of extinction last night, and you're not one of them. So you're still there, Ben. Edge of extinction. There's a twist. You know, Survivor's great at coming up with twists. Do we like Edge of Extinction? Is that a part of the puzzle that you enjoy, being part of Survivor? I'm not going to tell you whether I do or not, because the answer, like many of the answers I give, is a little bit complicated. Edge of extinction can be beneficial if you are one of these early folks who, for often not such well thought out reasons, is booted. Then edge of extinction is an interesting opportunity to get back in the game. And that's valuable. Because there's not a lot of thought sometimes in these early players' machinations as to who's most dangerous and who needs to go. And here in the season of all winners, Edge of Extinction is, I'm not sure what it's going to be, because some of these people, for example, if you got rid of somebody who was very, very dangerous, the idea that they're out there kind of lingering and might pop in at any time means you can't just relax and feel that comfort of having gotten rid of that awful threat. of all the people who could be aligning, can we trust a Sandra Tony alliance? Imagine, I have no idea whether or not Sandra Tony alliance could be valuable. And I use the term alliance not meaning that it has to be game long, that it's just a connection. It's a partnership for however long it lasts. What's the deal? Can they really count on each other for a little while? It's important to know. And if they can, that would be interesting. So one of Sandra's skills, one of her almost inexplicable kind of gifts, is how she slides through places that almost anyone else would be gone. She's a 2-time winner. Okay, so you don't know why she wins. You're confused and you don't quite get it. But you're out there in an all-winners game with somebody who won twice and you let her stay. And instead you get rid of someone who's married to a winner. She's a winner and she's married to a winner. It's an interesting choice. I don't know who's the most dangerous yet. And I think the people who are out playing on 40 didn't know who's the most dangerous either. And so Natalie goes first. Certainly there were people more dangerous than Natalie, I think, that should have gone before Natalie. Natalie is crafty and Natalie is sharp, and I think Natalie does get the game, and Natalie is dangerous. But is she the one who should have gone? I don't know. But you go to the second tribal council last night, and Sandra, 2-time winner, you don't even know how she does it, really. That seems pretty dangerous to me. I would think about getting rid of Sandra, but she's sitting there and she's just smiling with that cocky Puerto Rican smile, knowing she's okay. Oh my God, I love every freaking second of it. She's amazing. She's got the game in perspective. If you got rid of her, she's not going to slap you and stab you and hate your guts like outside the game. She's going to be bummed she didn't get to play and move on. She's got it, and she's there. It's really interesting. Amber, I would have liked to see her play a little bit more, but she's a threat, married to Rob, and they all knew it. I think it's kind of an easy out. I think it was an easy vote, and that's something maybe you all don't think too much about, is that it is really valuable, particularly early, to kind of go with the flow and whatever the conversations are, and to just let whomever it is that seems the most obvious go. Just go on board with that. Even if you think you know a more effective way to move forward in the game that would benefit you more, if it's benefiting you a little, sometimes in the beginning, don't rock the boat. Go with the majority, go with the flow, let it happen. And so I think that's a little bit about what might have happened with Natalie, and I think it's a little bit about what might have happened last night with Amber. So Tony last night really did try and sit back, but have you ever seen anybody more kind of tensely, neurotically try to pretend to be calm in your entire life than that man? Oh my God, it's like this. I'm not moving. I'm not going away from camp. I'm calm. I'm taking my... Oh, he looked like he was about to pop. Tony's energy and the way he plays the game a little bit frenetically was so constrained, but still there, obvious beneath the surface last night. It was fascinating. But it begs the question, so what do you do? Do you stay within your group? Do you not move? Do you not do what you think might bring you advantages in the game because you might then be suspect? Look at Denise and Adam. They wandered off, and yeah, they talked strategy, but of course, anybody is going to if you're a good player when you have an opportunity to. But were they good players to have not thought about the consequences of having been perceived to be plotting, or even to be thrown under the bus, even if people didn't care and didn't think of it? Oh, look, they're away. If you're a smart player, you're going to say, where are Denise and Adam? What are they doing? And you're going to say it loudly enough that everybody's looking over there at them instead of at you. So the beginning of the game and your choices will have lingering effects. And I don't know what the answer is. That's, again, another really wonderful part of Survivor. The answer might be different based on circumstances. So if you're out there and you have an opportunity to leave, maybe somebody can tell you've got a stomach ache and that you need to go use the restroom or whatever. Yeah, restroom. Take a crap somewhere. So you use that. Maybe you don't have a stomach ache. Maybe you don't need to take a crap. But you go, and you go for, what's that time limit? 8 minutes? I don't know, 10? Really? You couldn't get it done? You couldn't finish your business within 10, 12 minutes? But I would use that opportunity to have legitimate reasons to be away for a little bit in segments, if you have the opportunity to do that. But who knows? Maybe even that would be too much if a smart player were there to say, I wonder how long so-and-so is going to be away. So you're in their head as someone who's away taking a crap, doing whatever, and they plant that seed to get people focused on you. You can't really control things like that, but you need to then deal with them. Like you have to deal with everything that happens. It's a good move for Rob to talk about whether or not there are these younger players making this whole other target out there doing things that aren't really good for the game. They're not talking meaningfully. They're not engaging in the way Rob thinks they ought to. And to talk with folks like Parvati and Ethan about things like that maybe brings them in a little bit. Should Ethan be brought in to kind of work with Rob? They say keep your friends close and keep your enemies closer. Maybe Ethan's doing a good thing and kind of saddling up to Rob. But I see the Parvati Rob thing because they're both in this kind of mode, I think, and perceived in a particular way that they're going to be perceived as working together anyway. So if they actually are a little bit, and that's why they were confronting Danny together, okay, but I wonder if that's dangerous for Ethan to kind of be part of that, or if Ethan's smart, kind of being part of that so that he's not a target, but not necessarily really connected to it in a way that others would go, oh, look at them, look at that power group, we got to start cutting them off, and Ethan's one of them, get rid of him. I don't know. We're going to have to see as things play out. It's very, very tough to make confident, certain claims about what is and actually might continue to be going on this early in the game. So much of what I'm talking about today is just reactions to things that we've seen. And over time, we'll see how the personalities play out and how they mix and mingle and who really is developing any kind of bond that might be worth watching longer term in the game. Hey, you! Yeah, you! Watching the video, you thought it was over. No, you got a job to do. Click the like button and subscribe right below. Come on, get on it. Now! And feel free to comment. Go ahead, tell me how arrogant I am. Tell me how much you can't stand this or that. I'll listen. Comment away.